Chapter 71 Manipulator. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Li Chang sneered while looking at the bloodied woman in front of him. This woman deserved it. This woman wanted Wang Ruo dead at one time. Because of this, Lu Shi deserves a very painful death. Li Chang remembered everything. It had been 18 years, 2 months and 3 days since he approached this woman so he can use her to ruin Wang Ruo's marriage. Why? Because at that time, he hated her. Wang Ruo does not deserve a peaceful life. She does not deserve to start a new one. And she definitely does not deserve to have a child with that man. Not that man. Li Chang did his best to fool Lu Shi. She is the only thing that he could use to satisfy his revenge. And his hard work paid off. He was able to manipulate her into ruining Wang Ruo's life. He then asked Lu Shi to give him money every month so he will keep this secret to his grave. And the fool Lu Shi immediately complied. If Lu Shi knew that it was all his plan to bankrupt Jiang Changming, would she easily agree? If she knew that she was just dancing in Li Chang's plans of revenge, would she still attach herself to Jiang Changming and become his mistress? But of course, this woman is a fool. And a selfish one at that. She always thought she was one step ahead of everyone. Yet, she is just a useless pawn. Planted and manipulated by Li Chang. At one point, Li Chang thought that he will win and see Wang Ruo suffer or maybe cry real tears for once. He thought that Wang Ruo would regret her decision. Her decision of starting a new life. But who would have thought that Wang Ruo will not suffer a single breakdown? Instead, she became stronger and even ignored her husband. Just what kind of woman is Wang Ruo? After years of hating the once owner of his heart, Li Chang finally realized how much he loved her. He just can't live without Wang Ruo, and he vowed to do everything so he can get her back. So when Lu Shi called him to kill Wang Ruo, Li Chang immediately made a plan to get her. And that plan involves killing that man's daughter. Oh, how much he hated him for owning Wang Ruo's heart. Li Chang took another glass of whiskey and gets up. He made his way into the very pale Lu Shi who is wincing and lying on the floor. W.Y. Lu Shi murmured, just enough for Li Chang to hear. Li Chang gave her a blinding smile. Fools need to die, Lu Shi. Else they will continue to tarnish this world with their stupidity. Let me tell you one thing, though. Your death will contribute to Jiang Yu's distraction. Be happy. It will not be for naught. Don't worry about that equally stupid daughter of yours. Once she serves her purpose, she will follow you. Let's just hope she is a little smarter than you. Or else, she will end up worse than you. Lu Shi looked at Li Chang's detached eyes. As a single tear flowed down on her cheek. Oh, if only she could turn back time. She stared at the man who is going to kill her. Trying to memorize his handsome features. In her next lifetime, she will never be swayed to a man like this. Beautiful on the outside yet, evil on the inside. This Li Chang is a manipulator. And it is too late for her to realize it. Goodbye, baby girl. It was nice playing with you. Li Chang's voice seemed to echo in Lu Shi's mind before she heard another gunshot, then darkness folded over her. Li Chang then walks away from the dead body and gives his gun to one of his men. Get rid of all the evidence. He commanded. What are we going to do with the body, young master? Burn it. Burn everything in this area. He said before going outside the building and boarding the car waiting outside. Finally, he was able to get rid of the fool. Now, what he needed to do is focus on the problems in his company while giving Jiang Mian a new lease of life. Then he will come back here and watch Jiang Yu suffer. He will make sure that Jiang Yu will suffer a horrible death. Then she will let that man know. Maybe send a video of his only daughter's death. Just thinking about his plans made Li Chang's mood 100% better. Ah, if only he could just have his revenge on that man instead. It will be more satisfying. Oh well, he will still deal with him soon. He just has to deal with his insect of a daughter first. Meanwhile, a deep cold aura is suffocating everyone inside an office. Who would have thought that they could record something as gruesome as Lu Shi's death? Chapter 72 Family Heirloom. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jiang Yu can't help but take some time to analyze what had happened. They are currently listening to the recording of Lu Shi's murder, and she is not really happy about it. She believes that Lu Shi died too early. Jiang Yu still have some questions left unanswered. Li Chang said that he wasn't Jiang Mian's father. And that he will use Jiang Mian against her. What does Li Chang mean? Why does he hate her so much? In Jiang Yu's knowledge, Li Chang killed her mother Wang Ruo because Lu Shi asked her to. Why does it seem like that is not the case at all? Her stupor was interrupted by Fu Jin's hands in her shoulders. Are you okay? He asked. Do you have something from your investigations about Li Chang? She inquired. Actually yes. But everything is vague. Li Chang is really someone from the Li family. The military family. Yes. Fu Jin concurred. But he disappeared for 3 years before he showed up 18 years ago. 3 years. Jiang Yu immediately typed something into her computer. That was around the time that my mother studied abroad. Do you think he knows my mother? That's a probability. He seemed to hate you and Mom so mu. Ahem. What did you say? Jiang Yu interrupted him. I said Li Chang obviously hated you and Mom, so something must have happened in the past. After Fu Jin clarified his previous words, Jiang Yu nodded softly. A sparkle is visible in her eyes. Did you just call my mother Mom? She teased. This man is really. What's wrong? We're getting married soon anyway. He answered while giving her a shrug. Should he call her mother auntie instead? They are clearly getting married soon. Why not just call her mom in now? In this case there should be no difference between now and later, right? Ahem. No. There's nothing wrong with that. Jiang Yu shook her head. It seems like she is really helpless when it comes to Fu Jin unique ways. Fu Jin nodded, satisfied with her answer. I already asked Bei Yi to dig into Li Chang's family. Now that we are certain of his family background, then it will be better for us to investigate him. Okay. Tell him to tread carefully. The Li family is a top military family. We don't want to make enemies out of them. So what are you planning to do with the recordings? He asked. Keep it. I'm thinking that Li Chang will tell Jiang Mian that I killed Lu Shi. In that way, he can manipulate her even more. She answered as she looks at her computer again. Li Chang already have many problems abroad. But it seems that it's still not enough for him to leave the country. I will create more problems for him. Let's see if he would still have the time to scheme against me. She added. I don't think I have enough to directly face him right now. He has strong ties abroad which can be my disadvantage. So all I can do is watch him while grow at a steady pace. I can't just straightforwardly attack him. Fu Jin affirmed before giving her another snack. She is right. Li Chang is known abroad for his ruthlessness. Even if Fu Jin will use his little influence to help her, it will not be enough to touch even his hair. However, the full force of Fu family can definitely help both of them. Too bad he still have no power to use it. Speaking of the Fu family. My father will come here next week. He started. He wants to meet you. Meet me. Is there any problem? She asked. Fu Jin's father is the current head of the Fu family. He must be a really busy man. Jiang Yu wondered why he would suddenly want to meet her. He reluctantly looked at her. Sadness apparent in his black orbs. I have to go away for 2 years. Jiang Yu stopped working and focused her full attention towards the man beside her. Where? It's a Fu family tradition. Before I could take over the whole family. He explained. I will go abroad with my grandfather. He will introduce every aspect of the Fu family to me. 2 years. Yes, and I can't communicate with anyone that I love in those 2 years. Including you. He mumbled, his face grim. 2 years of no communication. Will he even survive? She carefully examined the man before her. Fu Jin looks as if he is about to cry. Do. But before Jiang Yu can say anything, Fu Jin suddenly cupped her hands, which startled her. Why don't you marry me before I leave? Jiang Yu was speechless. Marry him? Is this man joking? Jin. I'm only 18, you are 19, about to be 20, but still, we are too young. She is just telling the truth. In this country, girls usually get engaged at 18 but get married at 20, while guys are allowed to get married at 22. Then let me explain something. Fu Jin said as he reaches out for something in his pocket. It turned out to be a necklace. The necklace looks exactly like the one he gave her. Except that this one is obviously for a man. This is the pair of the necklace that I gave you before. It is a family heirloom. Only the future matriarch and patriarch can wear this. He responded. And you forgot to tell me about all this because. Well, I know you will not accept it once you knew. But I'm telling you now. There should be no problem. Right. Right. Jiang Yu nodded. That necklace was a part of their bet. The one that she honorably lost. Good. So, we can only wear this at the same time after my father agrees with our marriage. It's like an engagement necklace. But the person who is wearing this necklace can command some of the Fu family's forces. So, that is the reason why my father will come here. To give us his blessings. What if your father does not like me? She asked with her brows furrowed. Chapter 73 Intern CEO. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Then let us give him back the necklace and elope. Jiang Yu spewed the juice that she was drinking down at Fu Jin's face. Soaking the latter with her drinks. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She immediately grabs a handkerchief and wipes away the saturated liquid in his face. You should not joke when we are having a serious conversation. I'm serious. He answered. Let's leave. Start a new life. Together. I have my company and you have yours. We can live away fro. Okay, stop. Stop talking about that. Don't worry, I will convince your father to let you marry me, she consoled him. She can feel Fu Jin's panic from his voice. If the worst comes to worst, then she can always woo Fu Jin to show that she is also sincere, right? However, just thinking about it made Jiang Yu nervous. What is this situation? Why does she have to convince his father to let Fu Jin marry her? Why does it seem like the role is reversed? Seeing Jiang Yu's changing expression, Fu Jin gives her his boyish grin. I'm just kidding. My father likes you. He already knows your existence since I was 9. 9. Yes, I started dreaming about you after I had woken up from a coma when I was 9. He explained. Oh. So back to the topic. I will go away, and I want you to handle all of my investments as well as my own business while not in the country. Aren't you giving me too much trust? What you have is a multi-million company. As my future wife, it will become your responsibility soon enough. This will serve as a drill. Like an internship. An internship. So you want me to become like an intern CEO? Isn't that? I never heard of that before. She responded while shaking her head. Yes. The main office of the Moon Publishing and Company is at Hua City. That is also the location of your university. So I was thinking maybe you can try and visit the company once in a while. My father will help you, so no need to worry. You can just learn from him. Ah. Okay. You do realize that you are giving me too much trust, right? I mean, are you not afraid that I will cause massive destruction to your company? Do what you want. I did name it after you for that reason. He answered in a nonchalant way. Jiang Yu can't help but roll her eyes at him. This man is really peculiar. His ways are just too direct. While Jiang Yu and Fu Jin are having a lovely conversation, Jiang Chanming is already frantic. The board of directors already give their votes, and all of them agreed to have his brother manage the company instead of him. What infuriates Jiang Chanming even more is the fact that Lu Shi disappeared without saying anything. This is just another addition to his stress. And aside from that, Jiang Mian is also refusing to go outside of the house and chose any school for college. There is just too much stress in his company, and his wife and daughter are throwing a tantrum at this time. Jiang Chanming felt really helpless. All of his close friends are not accepting any of his calls, and some even have the courage to block his numbers. Everything has been so stressful that you can now see some white hair on Jiang Chanming's head. He pours another glass of whiskey as he dialed Lu Shi's number for the umpteenth time. He couldn't help but curse. This woman is adding to his already many problems, instead of helping him. Lu Shi's family is also useless. They don't have enough influence. This is Jiang Chanming's reason for choosing to marry Wang Ruo instead of Lu Shi. The Lu family is a family of scholars, and they have little to no influence in the business world. Hearing the same monotone answer from the machine, Jiang Chanming clenched his teeth in annoyance. He was about to call her again when he heard a soft knock before the door to his office open, revealing Jiang Mian. "Dad. So you still have the guts to walk outside of your room?" he asked condescendingly. This good daughter of his had been causing him problems after problems lately. "Where's Mom?" Jiang Mian asked, ignoring Jiang Chanming's aggressive tone. "How should I know? That mother of yours is just like you. Instead of supporting me, she disappeared." He fumed. "Shouldn't we ask the authorities to help us?" "What do you mean? Do you want to let the whole world know that your mother left me during this time? Do you want to embarrass yourself even more?" "But," I said, "no. I will call your maternal grandfather and ask for his help tomorrow. Go back to your room and choose a college abroad," he commanded. "You need to hide abroad if you still want to survive in this society," he added as he gestured Jiang Mian to go. This mother and daughter are too stupid. Always giving him a headache instead of making him proud. Chapter 74 Vile Woman. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Jiang Mian went to her room glumly. She had been trying to call her mother, but she was not able to talk to her since the presentation. Her mother told her that an agent will scout her. She waited and waited, but no one approached her. Jiang Mian wondered what happened. Did something in their plan go wrong? Lu Shi told her that Li Chang is involved with this plan. Even her aunt the headmistress was also involved. If her true father is as influential as Lu Shi mentioned, then is it not normal for the plan not to proceed? The plan should not be that complicated, since her mother mentioned that all she needed to do is the act and performed well. So why? What happened? Her thoughts can't help but switch to Jiang Yu's dangerous eyes while threatening her. Jiang Mian shivered. She must be wrong. That woman has no idea that someone will scout her, so there is no way that she could have stopped it. While Jiang Mian was still deep in her thoughts, she suddenly heard a commotion downstairs, then she saw someone running towards her. Young Mississippi. The police are here. They are here to get back the house." One of the maids approached her. "What?" Jiang Mian's expression darkened. She remembered Jiang Yu telling them to leave the house, but she didn't think it was serious. Go get father. I will talk to them. She immediately gestured the maid to go to her father's study and made her way downstairs. You can argue with me all day and night, still it would be useless. You are illegally staying in this house without my client's permission. Please call Mr. Jiang so we. Jiang Mian heard someone say the moment she arrived at the entrance of the house. I'm sorry, officer. May I know what is this all about? She immediately asked the man in a suit. Ah. Good thing you are here. I am Zhang Yong. I am Miss Jiang Yu's legal counsel and representative. I have here the original deed of this house under my client's name. I would like to ask you to. What is this? Are you trying to have me leave my own house? Jiang Chanming suddenly interrupted the lawyer's speech while walking towards them. Correction, Mr. Jiang, this is not your house. I have here. No. We are not leaving this house. I will not leave no matter what. Jiang Chanming fumed. Who allowed you to come here? This is trespassing, he said while pointing his fingers at the uniformed officers. Jiang Yu really wanted to kill him with anger. How dare she ask him to leave his own house? Mr. Jiang, we have an original deed in our hands. If you insist on not leaving, then, we will be forced to use aggressive methods according to the law. Before the lawyer can finish his statement, Jiang Chanming suddenly raised his fist and directly hit him in the face. The lawyer staggered backward and flinched from the pain right below his cheeks. I said I am not leaving. Jiang Chanming bellowed, while clutching his hands. He is not used to punching someone, but he really was not able to control his temper anymore. Good. Very good. Mr. Officer, please take Mr. Jiang into custody for assault. I would also like to inform everyone that you only have until tomorrow noon to vacate this house. Do not force us to embarrass you even more. The lawyer said before he spits a mouthful of blood. Dad. No. Please don't. Take away my dad. Please. We are in the wrong here. We will pay you. Please. How much do you want? Jiang Mian immediately tried to pacify the situation. She tried to block the police officer who wants to put a cuff in her father's hands, but her efforts were useless. Jiang Chanming was easily subdued by two police officers and was directly brought to the car waiting outside the estate. When the lawyer and the police officers left, Jiang Mian felt lost as she cried her way into her room. How could this happen to them? She heard that her father is already not the CEO of Jiang Corp and now, they are also asked to leave their house. What did go wrong? Now both her mother and father are not around for her. Jiang Mian wiped away her tears as she remembered Jiang Yu's murderous aura while talking to her. That woman is the reason for all this. She asked the board members to abandon Jiang Chanming and now she asked some lawyer to have them leave the house. For Jiang Mian, Jiang Yu is an epitome of an evil woman. Malicious, scheming, and totally ruthless. And if she will be given a chance to destroy her, she will do all that she can to end this vile woman. Then she heard her phone vibrating. She immediately answered her phone expecting it to be her mother. Hello, Mom. But contrary to her expectations, she heard a deep solemn voice instead. I know where your mother is. Chapter 75 Utterly and Irrevocably Fool. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Jiang Mian's eyes were trained on some photos laid in front of her. She did not blink. As if she just suffered massive brain damage. Then Li Chang's words hit her. She is staring at a photo of a burnt person. Too burnt to be recognized. And Li Chang just told her this was her mother. Are you telling the truth? She asked as tears started to roll down her cheeks. Li Chang nodded. I asked someone to track her whereabouts since I was not able to contact her. Then I found this in an abandoned building just outside the town. We also found her belongings just outside the building. Like her purse, but sadly her phone is nowhere to be found. My guess is it was already destroyed by the culprit. Who could have killed her? She sobbed. Li Chang called her just after Jiang Chanming was arrested and told her he knew about Lu Shi's whereabouts. Jiang Mian did not expect this at all. She thought her mother just went to her maternal grandmother. Who would have thought that? I tracked her phone and saw that she received a call from Jiang Yu just before she went missing. Li Chang answered solemnly. Jiang Yu. That woman. Why would she do this? Jiang Yu is also a woman. How could she do something as brutal as this? Even if Lu Shi schemed against her time after time, Jiang Yu would not have the courage to do something like this. Right. Who knows? She seems to have ties in the military. Who knows if she also knows someone from the underworld? Li Chang hinted. Why would she do this? Last time I checked, your mother always schemed against her. Maybe. While Li Chang is speaking, Jiang Mian is already lost in her own world. Jiang Yu might look harmless and fragile, but she could never forget how she threatened to dissolve her body just the other night. The murderous aura that Jiang Yu emitted is something that cannot be faked. She also remembered Jiang Yu telling her that she is letting her go because she is young. Then does that mean that she did not forgive Lu Shi because she thought that her mother had no opportunity to change? Unlike the young Jiang Mian. Jiang Mian's pupils dilated as the realization hit her. I will kill that murderer. I will. She fumed as she abruptly gets up. However, before Jiang Mian could take a step away from the table, Li Chang already stopped her. Calm down. You need to think rationally. He said. Jiang Yu is not just someone that you can touch just because you wanted to. She has the Wangs behind her. And now the backing of the young master of the Fu family. He added. Just like he guessed. Jiang Mian immediately believed him. Let go of me. I will kill her. I will burn her alive. Jiang Mian raged. Her eyes bulging from too much anger. Do you want to die as well? Li Chang's statement seemed to have an effect on the angry Jiang Mian. She is ruthless enough to do this to your mother. What made you think that she will not do the same thing to you? She slumped back into her seat and held her head while crying. Grief and anger are weighing down on her heart. Li Chang is right. She is completely useless compared to Jiang Yu. She does not have the backer and the ability to contest against her. Jiang Yu is too cunning and ruthless. Unlike her and her pitiful mother. So what can I do? I can't just let my mother's death go to waste. Maybe the police can help me. Li Chang's face immediately cracked while listening to Jiang Mian. Just how stupid is this woman? No. You can't go to the police. Just look at what they did to your father. Only you can make that woman pay. He said while trying to mask the ridicule in his voice. What do you mean? She inquired. Defeat her. Take everything that she has. Make her suffer before you pull the trigger. I don't understand. I will give you an opportunity abroad. Come back here when you feel like you can already one step ahead of her. She stared at her true father as she furrowed her brows in contemplation. Right now, Jiang Chanming is already finished. He can no longer help her. While the man in front of her is someone that she barely even knew, she still can't deny the fact that he is her true father. He should be sincere in helping her, right? Okay. I understand. I will do as you please. She nodded. Agreeing to Li Chang's proposition does not give her any sort of disadvantages. Jiang Mian would agree. She really is useless against Jiang Yu right now. She looked at the burnt photo of her mother as a flash of determination can be seen in her eyes. She will do everything she can to destroy Jiang Yu. Seeing her determined look, Li Chang laughed inwardly. This Jiang Mian is just like her mother, an epitome of a fool woman. Utterly and irrevocably fool. Chapter 76 Father Fuss Arrival. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 76 Father Fu's Arrival. After Jiang Mian made up her mind, she immediately prepared everything that she needs to go and accompany her true father abroad. This is going to be a new start for her. She needs to establish a name abroad and come back here to make Jiang Yu suffer. At this time, Jiang Chanming is already out after he made bail. He immediately went back into the Jiang estate to talk to his mother and maybe asked for her help to convince Jiang Tianqi to give the company back to him. However, Jiang Tianqi is not just someone her mother can control. After all, he was abandoned by the whole Jiang family after they received Wang Ruo support. When their mother called him, he did not even bother picking up his phone. After a few more calls, Jiang Tianqi answered in a very monotone voice. His mother immediately invited him back into the Jiang's estate in the pretense of having a family dinner. However, instead of giving her any face, he immediately declined and told her that he will be busy solving the problems that Jiang Chanming caused. Her mother immediately fumed. However, she could not blame Jiang Tianqi. After all, he is not her true son at all. Jiang Tianqi is a lowly son of a maid that Father Jiang played around with before his marriage. Instead of marrying the maid, Father Jiang chose to abandon her and marry into someone with influence. When Father Jiang made a promise to Wang Guiren, he also never mentioned Jiang Tianqi. He is adamant in letting Jiang Chanming marry into the Wang family instead of his eldest son. By birth, Jiang Tianqi has more right to handle the company. However, he lacked influence and a strong family to back him up. Without a good wife from a rich family, he is already lacking compared to his younger brother. That is why he was left alone to fend for his own after Wang Ruo came to the Jiang family. However, Jiang Tianqi right now is the exact opposite of what he was before. He now had the experience and the backing of the entire Wang family through Jiang Yu. This made him very grateful and respectful towards her. If someone would ask him where he will give his loyalty, Jiang Tianqi would immediately say Jiang Yu's name. After all, she not only a woman of influence, she is also cunning and smart. After being denied by Jiang Tianqi, Mother Jiang then immediately called Jiang Yu to have her attend a family dinner. However, just like Jiang Tianqi, she immediately refused because of her work schedule. Jiang Yu is not very familiar with this grandmother of hers. In her past life, she only saw her twice. Once on Jiang Chanming's wedding to Lu Shi, and second was on Jiang Mian's birthday party. She knows that this grandmother favors Lu Shi more than Wang Ruo, but she was forced to agree with the wedding because of Wang Ruo's backing. She also knows that her grandmother has an ulterior motive for calling her. And that is Jiang Yu's secondary reason why she declined. Aside from the fact that she is very busy with her game launch, she is also preparing for Father Fu's arrival. So she really has no time to think about schemes and fake people. She just wanted to concentrate and spend as much time as possible with Fu Jin. She already asked Fu Jin to temporarily move to the Wang's mansion, which earned an aggressive look from her grandfather and uncle. Jiang Yu tried to explain about Fu Jin's departure, but the two alpha male is still not giving her a very good response. Fu Jin had to work his own way and tried winning them over with his skills. He first asked grandfather Wang to play Go, which is the latter's favorite pastime. After being defeated by Fu Jin for a lot of time, grandfather Wang finally agreed to have him stay in the house so he can still play with him before his departure. This decision made Wang Hua helpless. Since Grandpa Wang already agreed to have Fu Jin stay, then he could only grit his teeth in annoyance. This young man is planning to steal his only niece Ah. How could he be happy? However, Wang Hua did not make any difficulties for Fu Jin. After all, the young man will only stay for a week. Aside from that, Wang Hua is also excited to meet Father Fu. He really wanted to see the Fu patriarch in person. During this time, Fu Jin and Jiang Yu spent all of their time together. Fu Jin would make her breakfast every morning and she would also cook for him during the night. For some reason, Jiang Yu loved this setup. She never experienced this in her previous life when she was still married. Jiang Yu can say that she is already used to Fu Jin's presence and the way he takes care of her. So, thinking about Fu Jin's departure is already enough to make her miss the man. However, she chose not to say a thing. Fu Jin is doing this for the two of them and Jiang Yu is rational enough to understand that. He only wanted to protect her. While he is doing this, he also wanted her to grow and pursue her dreams. He wanted to become a part of her success. Jiang Yu understood that the Fu family is not just any other family and Fu Jin wanted her to prepare herself for the things to come. Days pass and the day of Father Fu's arrival came. Chapter 77 Good Genes. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It was around 7 in the morning and Jiang Yu is already at the private jet airport with Fu Jin. Jiang Yu is wearing a red knee-length A-line cut vintage dress with small lapels and beautiful buttons. The dress is both fit and flare, making her look simple yet elegant. The flight will arrive at 7:15. However, Jiang Yu is already biting her lower lips to calm her nervous self. She tried to look at the beams and walls of the airport to calm herself down. The Fu family is said to have been around for more than 100 years. Although Fu Jin said that his family is already aware of her existence, Jiang Yu still felt a little nervous. Jiang Yu let out a sigh and tried to divert her attention to the handsome specimen in front of her. The man is lazily reclining in one of the chairs beside her. There is so much to admire in the view in front of her, but she chose to ignore this and think of the Fu Jin that she never knew in her past life. She heard rumors about the sickly young Master Fu, but she never got the chance to meet him. Or so she thought. She met this man just after her mother's death when her father announces that he will marry Lu Shi. At that time, she wasn't even aware of his name. All she knew is that he is another pitiful youth just like her. In her past life, she never once thought of that youth again. Who would have thought that she would meet him now? Hey, are you alright? Jiang Yu was startled by Fu Jin's sudden question. She was just blankly staring at him that she did not even realize that the man is already staring back at her. Yeah. Sure. She answered. A little nervous. But I should be fine. Fu Jin slipped his fingers into Jiang Yu's palm, giving her a sense of comfort. Don't think too much, he said as he slowly tightened his hands around hers. Hi's father is already aware of Jiang Yu's existence since she was 15. He is already accustomed to his son's weird actions and dreams after his coma. And Fu Jin has his full support in wooing Jiang Yu. While Jiang Yu and Fu Jin are still waiting, a beautiful woman is busy putting some makeup in her already outstanding face. You think she will like us? She asked the equally good-looking man across her. Stop being too nervous. Why are you acting like a teenager meeting your lover's parents when it's the other way around? Fu Yi, the patriarch of the Fu family, said while rolling his eyes. His wife, Zhao Fian, had been asking this question since they boarded the plane to see their son. He felt completely helpless against his wife's repetitive question. Somehow, he understood her feelings. It had been years since their only son started telling them about a beautiful girl with gray eyes. Yet no one believed him except his wife. To be honest, they are both excited to meet this gray-eyed beauty. However, his wife seems to be already having a panic attack from being so nervous. As to why is she so nervous? Even Fu Yi does not know. You think Gina will be surprised to see me? After all, we did not inform him that I will come with you. She asked while ignoring his husband's actions. Even Fu Yi was not aware that she would suddenly decide to accompany him to see their future daughter-in-law. Your son is so smart. I bet he already guessed that you will arrive with me, he answered in a nonchalant way. His wife is starting to overthink things again. Do you think the gifts that we brought are enough to satisfy our daughter-in-law? Zhai Fian inquired. This is actually an unplanned trip, so they were not able to prepare gifts for Jiang Yu's family. If it's not enough, then just call someone to send more. What if she will be not like my gifts? Do you think she will leave Gina? Fian, just stop thinking about things like that. Relax your mind, I don't want you to stress over things that haven't happened yet. Zhao Fian pouted and crossed her arms. This Fu Yi seems indifferent about their future daughter-in-law, but she is sure that he is also excited to meet her. She then grabbed her phone and opened Jiang Yu's picture in her gallery. Aya! What a beautiful child! Zhao Fian laughed inwardly as she started thinking about her future grandson. Such good genes. She is 100% sure that she will have a cute grandson and granddaughter. Just thinking about it is making Zhao Fian giggle. Maybe she is really too excited. Chapter 78 Old Man, you are listening at novelfull.audio. Jiang Yu and Fu Jin are standing together in the waiting area with their hands tangled together. They are watching the private jet of the Fu family land. The plane tilted slightly to the left and began a slow and steady turn, then the landing gear was released. They both watched as the plane slowly but surely lowered itself and made an accurate landing. Jiang Yu held Fu Jin's hands tighter. Her eyes are full of anticipation and unmasked anxiety. She is about to meet his father. The plane stopped, and before the hatch opened, a group of men in a black suit made their way into the plane. They formed into two accurate lines as if making a path for the people inside the plane. Then the men bowed their head as the hatch opens. Then a man in his 40s and surprisingly a woman who seemed to be in her 30s happily made their way into them. Happily. Yes. To be specific, the woman seems to be bouncing while walking in her heels. Jiang Yu wondered if it was even possible. Just who is this woman? Gina, you come give your mother a big hug. The woman beamed before taking off her sunglasses. When Jiang Yu saw the woman's full profile, she can't help but gasp in admiration. Now that they are closer, Jiang Yu can clearly see both of the man and woman's feature. This woman is very beautiful and elegant. Her whole aura exudes warmth and confidence. While the man looks 60% like Fu Jin, except for Fu Jin's beautiful brows and black orbs which he clearly got from his mother. Jiang Yu hesitated after she heard the woman Fu Jin's mother. She thought only Fu Jin's father would arrive. Why is his mother here as well? She looked at Fu Jin, who gave her an encouraging smile while pulling her towards his parents. Then Fu Jin's mother gives both of them a big gentle hug. This hug is not one of those full of pretense and flattery. This is not some hug mandated by social etiquette. Jiang Yu can feel the warmth and sincerity from Fu Jin's mother. My! What a beauty! I never would have thought that my daughter-in-law is going to be this beautiful in person. Ha ha ha, the woman laughed while patting Jiang Yu's shoulders. Mom, Dad, this is. I already know you are. What are you still introducing us for? Fu Jin's mother interrupted him. Here, take this. This is my gift for our first meeting. Zhao Fian said as she took off her gold bangle loaded with diamonds and sapphire and gave it to Jiang Yu. Aunt. I. Jiang Yu looked at Fu Jin awkwardly, unsure of what to say. Who would have expected that Fu Jin's mom would act like this? What aunt? Call me mother. I will be your future mother-in-law, so it is only right to call me mom. Right, Gina darling? What is this situation? Jiang Yu really did not know if she wanted to laugh or cry. Seems like Fu Jin got his attitude from his mother. She was so nervous earlier, however, it seems that all of her pent-up emotions disappeared after meeting Fu Jin's parents. This is a little unexpected. Fu Jin just gives his mother a nod and dotingly pulled Jiang Yu closer to him. He knows how much his mother wanted a daughter, however, she had a complication after giving birth to Fu Jin. This made his mother unable to bear another child. Fu Jin understood that his mother likes Jiang Yu maybe to the point of seeing her as her own daughter. What are we still waiting for? Let's go. His father said while giving Jiang Yu a gentle smile. It seems like his son had chosen well. The lady in front of them is not only very beautiful. She also exudes elegance and class. Let's go. We also brought some gifts for your grandfather and uncle. I hope everyone will like it. Fu Jin's mother said after she put the bangle in Jiang Yu's wrist. Just as I expected. It suits you well. She said while admiring the bangle in Jiang Yu's wrist. Aya, this child. Stop acting so awkward. Come sit beside me, let's have a mother and daughter conversation. Let's leave the old man with his son for a while. Fu Yi raised his brow after he heard his wife's statement. Just who are you calling an old man? HMP. Should I call you young man then? Ha ha ha. See where these men are so smart at business but they often have low EQ. Zhao Fian said while pulling Jiang Yu towards the car, leaving Fu Jin and his father shaking their heads. If someone would see the current matriarch of the Fu family act this way towards her daughter-in-law they would surely think that they are dreaming. Zhao Fian is known as more ruthless than her husband. Her acting so childish like this is totally out of her character. Of course, the people who will say this are those who don't know her. Her husband and son know that she is the sweetest person that anyone can have. Zhao Fian is only ruthless to the people she sees as an enemy. And as for her beautiful daughter-in-law. Well, she always wanted a daughter right after she got married to Fu Yi. But unexpectedly she couldn't have one after giving birth to Fu Jin. She just can't wait to dress her up and experience how it feels to finally have a daughter. This feeling. Being a mother to a beautiful daughter feels rather special. Chapter 79 Emergency Matters. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Jiang Yu burst into another pool of laughter while listening to Fu Jin's mother. They are currently talking about Fu Jin's colorful childhood in the garden at the back of Wang's mansion. After arriving at the estate, both families had breakfast at the garden, then Father Fu with Fu Jin and Jiang Yu's grandfather and uncle went to talk about business. Leaving Jiang Yu and Zhao Fian to talk alone in the garden. This made Zhao Fian excited. She started talking about Fu Jin's embarrassing experience when he was still a child. Of course, she will tell her about Fu Jin's childhood. After all, it's her job to embarrass her son even more. Then Jiner got into a coma because of his antics. I was so worried. Zhao Fian reminisced. She considered this event as the darkest hours in the whole family. I couldn't eat and sleep. My poor boy, lying there for more than a month. And when he woke up, he started talking about a gray-eyed girl. At first, I was nervous. What if my son became crazy? We had to bring him abroad because of that. We traveled to see the most famous doctors and consult his condition. Most of them said it was completely normal for someone who went into a coma to dream about someone. But one doctor believed that Jiner lived another lifetime when he was still in a coma. I mean, is that even possible? Jiang Yu's expression changed after she heard Zhao Fian's words. Fu Jin lived another lifetime. Isn't that what happened to her? Does that mean that Fu Jin reincarnated as well? However, seeing her reaction made Zhao Fian unsettled. I hope you will not fear Jiner. He truly likes you. I can see it in his eyes. She immediately pacified Jiang Yu. She thought that she might have given her future daughter-in-law a scare. Oh. No. I'm all right. I just. Well, at first, I did not believe him when he told me about his dreams. Jiang Yu lied. After all, she can't just say what is truly in her mind, right? Oh. Good. I thought I gave you a scare. Zhao Fian smiled. The growing appreciation in her face shone brighter than the sun. So what are your plans while Jeaner is away? She immediately changed the topic. I'm about to launch my game in another 2 to 3 months, then I will go to Hua City to start college. Jiang Yu answered. Fu Jin wanted you to become a part of his publishing company in Hua City, and you have our support. Zhao Fian wanted Jiang Yu to know that both Fu Yi and she would support Fu Jin's decision. Ah, that child, he even named his company after you. Of course, at that time we did not know that it was your name. When he turned 16, his grandfather asked him what gift would he want, and he immediately answered he wanted to have a publishing company. Who would have thought that 3 years later, his company would become one of the biggest publishing company in the country? For someone so young to achieve something like this. My Jeaner is surely one of a kind, Zhao Fian said, his eyes gentle and proud. She sure is one proud mother. Indeed, he is one of a kind. Jiang Yu affirmed. Her Fu Jin is truly one of a kind. So, back to the topic, did you agree to his proposition? Are you going to visit the company and maybe do an internship? Zhao Fian inquired. You can just visit the company whenever you want. After all, you are also a student, and you have your own company to manage. Yes. I will. Since I am staying in Hua City, I will take this opportunity to learn from, father. Ah, good child. Zhao Fian beamed, seems like this daughter of hers can learn very fast. Since Fu Yi already gave both of you his blessings, then you can now command some of the Fu family's hidden guards and can come to any of our company whenever you want to. She added. Jiang Yu nodded. Fu Jin already briefed her of the things that she can do with this necklace. Since you are already practically a part of the Fu family now, how about we start planning your wedding? He. Mother, we are still too young. I don't think it is appropriate to plan for a wedding as early as now. Jiang Yu immediately declined. What wedding? Fu Jin did not even propose properly to her. That's right. She needed a proper proposal from a proper gentleman to a proper lady. But of course, she will not voice out her thought to Fu Jin's mother. However, just who is the Zhao Fian? The moment Jiang Yu declined, she already observed all the changing expressions in her face. She could somehow guess what Jiang Yu wanted. HMP. She will make sure to have a long talk about this to her son later. How come his son is too slow when it comes to matters like this? How could he let Jiang Yu roam around without properly proposing to her? Isn't he afraid that someone will steal his future bride away from him? Zhao Fian let out a sigh. Fu Jin is totally like his father after all. Handsome. Smart. And a little slow when it comes to emergency matters like this. Zhao Fian wondered if she should advise Jiang Yu to propose to Fu Jin instead, just like what she did to his father. After all, this matter is truly an emergency, right? Chapter 80 Great timing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. However, before Zhao Fian can suggest for Jiang Yu to propose to Fu Jin instead, someone interrupted their conversation. Excuse me, young miss, someone who claims to be your paternal grandmother is trying to get inside the estate. She said she wanted to talk to you. A uniformed maid respectfully said to Jiang Yu, her voice enough for both of them to hear. Jiang Yu furrowed her brows. Her paternal grandmother is here. At a time like this. Is she alone? She asked. No, Mr. Jiang Chanming is with him, and another young man is accompanying them. Jiang Yu did not answer the maid as she pressed her lips firmly. Her father is here to create another scene. Of all times, he is here now that Fu Jin's parents are in the Wang estate. It would be impossible to say that they are aware of the Fu's presence since her grandfather made sure to keep it a secret. Their timing is just too great. She already did all she can to avoid them. How could these people be so shameless? Why is it that Jiang Chanming still has the guts to show his face to her? Is he not afraid that Jiang Yu will do something to the whole Jiang family instead? Or is Jiang Chanming trying to self-destruct and include her in the process? It was clearly Jiang Chanming who is at fault here. His greed is the reason why Jiang Yu chose to stay away from him. If he is not greedy and chose to at least be civil with Jiang Yu, then she would forgive him. However, aside from the fact that he clearly favors Jiang Mian over her, Jiang Chanming did not do anything to fix his relationship with his eldest daughter. Jiang Yu let out a sigh. These people will clearly not let her live a peaceful life. While Jiang Yu is still contemplating on what to do, Zhao Fian is already fuming from anger. She is aware of Jiang Yu's childhood. After all, she was the one who first helped her son gather all the information about Jiang Yu after the Fu family discovered of her existence. This man is not a father at all. He is nothing but a sperm donor. It seems like this Jiang Chanming is truly like a pest that keeps on coming back to annoy her daughter even more. Calm. Zhao Fian clenched her teeth as she thought about her beautiful suggestion that was interrupted by the arrival of Jiang Yu's father. In her rage, she already started to think of ways to torture this damnable man. She will do it herself the moment Jiang Yu will ask for the Fu family's help. Tell them to wait for a while. Tell them I am busy doing something important. She heard Jiang Yu said. And don't disturb grandfather about this matter. I will handle this on my own. Zhao Fian smiled inwardly, as expected. Her future daughter-in-law is not just some pushover. She would love to watch her torture this Jiang Chanming. She is hoping for a good show later. You should not waste your time talking to people that you don't like. She advised. After all, she could not just tell Jiang Yu that she is well aware of her history. That might scare her future daughter-in-law. She might think that she and Fu Jin are weird stalkers. I agree. I would just like to see how long can they wait before throwing a tantrum. She answered before sipping her tea. She already made up her mind. Since these people are not here with good intentions, then she will surely reciprocate. Zhao Fian agreed. She is eager to watch the upcoming show. She would like to know how Jiang Yu will solve this matter. This tea is great. By the way, where did you get these? Zhao Fian asked, trying to divert Jiang Yu's mind. It's a kind of jasmine tea. I asked grandfather to purchase this abroad. I found this in a restaurant when I was still studying maybe 2 years ago. While Jiang Yu and her future mother-in-law are talking about teas, Jiang Chanming and his mother are already inside the estate waiting for her to arrive. What is so important that she can't see us the moment we arrive? Jiang Yu's grandmother said in annoyance as she twitches her nose. That Jiang Yu had the guts to decline her offer for a family dinner. Now she is also making them wait. How disrespectful. Mother, calm down. This is not our territory, after all. Let's just wait for a moment. Jiang Chanming tried to calm his mother down. They really have no choice but to wait. Jiang Yu already caused enough destruction in his life, he could not allow her to do something to the whole Jiang family. And now you are afraid of your daughter. That is the reason why Jiang Tianqi was able to get the company away from you. You are so cowardly. HMP. The old woman countered. Her son is undeniably weaker than she thought. And this is the reason why his daughter can do whatever she wants. Now that she is here to see Jiang Yu, she will make sure to correct her rude attitude towards her elders. HMP. She would like to see if Jiang Yu still have the guts to say no to her after this conversation.